city. So there's no underhandedness with me. I'm not trying to trick you. Have no reason to try to trick no one. But to get out and meet and greet the people, let them know that major change is coming. You will see what it's like to be part of a community. You will see that when you're part of a community that's functional, everything else goes together. You don't have to be concerned about all the negativities that you're concerned with now, with violence, with drugs, with all these things. Because if people are making money, everybody's making money, everybody's happy, everybody's responsible, it goes together. Everything goes hand in hand.
Tell us, my neighborhood
Yes, ma'am.
that I live in, speaking about drugs, and it seems like nowadays, because so many people have lost jobs and they don't know where to turn to,
Right.
that's what they're doing. They're standing on corners selling drugs. In our neighborhoods, how are you going to, what's your plan to get some of these people off of the corners, get them into, I don't know, some type of program, some type of job initiative,
Okay.
some trainings for some of our young men, and get them off of the corners from selling drugs. I'm tired of it.
Okay. And now let me just say this in reference to that. When you have young people doing what you just said and described, because there's, like I said, there's lack of jobs. Once I'm the mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut, I will go to the surrounding cities, Westport, Southport, Trumbull, Shelton, all these places, and get with business people, the developers, and make agreements with them. We need you to come here. I don't care what kind of job you bring, as long as there's nothing that's detrimental to the city. Come. We're going to flourish this way, bringing jobs to the city, put them in a position. Now, this is how you get them off the street. You don't get them off the street by vacated lots, by taking jobs and sending them elsewhere. You get them off the streets by when they know that they can go to a job, have an income, feel good about themselves, feel good about life, feel good about all the other avenues what jobs open up doors to. Those that are on assistance, you have a choice whether you want to stay on assistant or get off assistant and work, or if you feel you're comfortable with assistance. That's not a disrespect to no one. That's a reality. There's more people on assistant in other cities in Connecticut that don't look like you, so don't feel bad about being on assistant. My position is a simple one. It's called jobs, not jails. We need jobs. We don't need more jails.
Exactly.
So if we can cut the jobs or raise the jobs and cut the jails, I'm doing my job, because most of the family members, I don't know a person in Bridgeport that's black or Latino that don't have a family member that's incarcerated.
Exactly.
I don't know someone that's in Bridgeport or white to a degree, not excluding them, but at the same time that have AIDS or HIV. I don't know any person that doesn't have someone that has suffered from this disease.
Exactly.
So this goes back to this recklessness. We can't continue to be reckless. In order for us now to get to where we need to get to, we have to show some diplomacy.
And my nephew mentioned to me there's 6.9 youth that are over there in this detention center over by the bus terminal from the age of 12 to 18. Where can there be a change for that?
Well, see, this is where the change comes from, and this is a serious. This is
It's
the most
a serious
This
matter.
is
Yes, it
the
is.
most serious matter to the people of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Your babies are being taken away from you at 12 and 13 years old, with the clear understanding, clear understanding that you can't change them. This is what the city is saying
I hear
to
that
it.
so much. I'm
That you
tired of hearing
can't
that.
change. You can change a child.
Of course you can.
You can change a man. You can change an old man. If you want change, and if you believe in change, you have to show them change.
You have to show it.
You have to. You tell a kid, why don't you do it? And first his response is, for what? No, I don't see no good in that.
I'm tired of hearing grown-ups talking negative to kids and expect a change to come.
And that change comes from being responsible again. You have to say to your child, no, wait, no. This is I'm your father.
Exactly.
I need you to listen. I need you to understand. If you do this, this is what
This
goes
is your
with.
consequence.
If you do this, then it might not look good now, but when you're old enough to understand, then it'll make sense to you. So all these things are missing. All the things of family values of sitting at home or in a family structure, sitting having dinner and
Because
enjoying it.
there are video games. There's the TV.
Distractions. I call those distractions.
Okay, but this is what it's raising our children.
And this is why we're in the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
Because everything, like you said, revolves around video games, and I'm guessing at this, but I would honestly believe that 50% of the video games are violent type
Violent
of games.
games. Yes,
And
indeed.
people can say whatever they
Yes,
want,
they are.
but this dictates the mindset. You become if a song come on the radio that you like, it moves your spirit. If a song come on the radio that you like, it will move your spirit.
Yes, but most of the songs that are out now, there's cussing and swearing and you be this and MF this.
Stuff that we look at as inappropriate.
It is inappropriate.
And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's not. But I want you to hear me when I say this. When you have a young person and they look at something and they say, well, that's we see it as, because we're different. These is called generational gaps. So what moved my spirit might not move their spirit today.
Exactly.
But you can contain it to put a better look on it. We're not going to tell them they can't be young people because they're young people.
Of course.
We're not going to tell them that they can't do what's right because we want them to do what's right, but we're preventing them to do what's wrong. So the thing about what I'm trying to get across is that you have to be able to maneuver this music and everything else, the games and stuff, to motivate them in a positive way. The same way you get such negative energy out of something, you can get a positiveness out of it as well. So my thing to all the young people is that I'm pulling for you because I love you. I'm pulling for the babies because I love them. I want the kids to have a chance. Mayor Finch does not care about no one's babies. I don't even think, and I'm not going to be disrespectful for him, but I'm sure he cares about his kids. I'm sure his kids are being given the best opportunities in other cities to go to school, to do their thing.
Well, actually, they are in Bridgeport.
If they're in Bridgeport schools, then I applaud him. Then I applaud him, and I apologize if I'm in error there. But for his actions are far greater in a negative to the masses of the people here in Bridgeport.
So tell me, how do you feel about some of the new charter schools that they are trying to put into the city and to try to change some of the public schools? What's your viewpoint on that?
Okay, well, you have to look at it like this. With the charter schools as opposed to public schools, I'm gonna take whenever school is involved, because kids learn differently. Kids learn,
they do.
So you don't want to penalize kids that get it a little more so than the next kid, because there's good teachers everywhere if given the opportunity to be a good teacher.
Exactly.
But see, the teacher can't.
In the school system every
right,
day.
And you understand, a teacher doesn't feel good not feeling safe in school at times. So that's the thing that we have to make the teachers feel good at school. The kids have to feel good at school.
Exactly.
And once they start to feel good at school and being in school and flourishing in school and just what type of school will not make a difference if they're there with a clear understanding to learn. So if you have teachers, I'm never going to say school could be one school is better than the other one. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to say is that the one might have an advantage in terms of what's being given to them for the educational purposes. So what we will do is look at that and address that and say, no, we want to try to keep the kids, the smarter kids, because it's there's different levels of the kids.
Yes,
so you don't want to you'll never want to take discredit any of the kids, and you try to channel the levels like they've been doing to try to put the best with the best and the lacquers with the lacquers, but at the same time they're learning.
To a point, as I say, I'm in the school every day.
Okay.
And the classroom, there's a group that's willing to learn, that want to learn, and they're all being taught.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have a group that maybe 4, 5 students out of that group of 24
Mm-hmm.
that have issues. One can't keep still.
That's right.
One is throwing stuff
Mm-hmm.
at one another. Smart kids, but they have issues that are keeping them from learning.
Keeping them from learning.
Okay, and that teacher is doing her best to teach them all as a whole. Okay, but you have kids where my thing is a special ed child needs to be in special ed, and not branched off into the fullness of other students, that because she's trying her best to teach everyone.
Right.
But then you have these kids that are off the wall, and I use that loosely, that they're not getting it.
Right.
They're behind because they just can't
Function.
they can't function right.
So you have to look at it like this too, and take into consideration other factors might be going on in the young people's lives. You know, things
Yes,
that
a lot of things from home.
You get the kid in the morning from home. You don't know what's happening at home.
No.
We're not aware of what's going on at home. Hopefully they're in a good light at home, but we all know that that's not the case to a degree.
Sometimes
It's
not.
tough. It's tough. Everything right now is extremely tough. So, and I'm saying that to say that decision making now have to be of the highest level of
And
importance.
sometimes it's just mom.
The highest level.
Yeah.
The highest level of understanding. You have to be willing to put forth to make sure that we giving each and every child an opportunity that our great leaders prepared us for in our civil rights struggles in this country. Giving each child an opportunity to be productive, to be responsible, to live to live the dream that they suffered, they paid the highest price for. Put that back in perspective. Give that dream. Give the glory to those guys in terms of first and foremost to God, but give them their due for doing what they did to put us in a position to be talking about the kids moving forward. And we cannot continue to accept
In the same manner.
in the same manner. I will not accept other people governing over my babies. And when I say my baby, that's every baby in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Everyone.
Every
yes.
child here deserves
Yes,
an
regardless
opportunity, and we're
of
going to
their
see
learning
to it that they
ability.
get that opportunity.
Yes, Ronnie.
Yes, Mr. Barr, on your Facebook page, you have a very enlightening article in regards to conspiracy against Carmen Perez-Diaz,
Okay.
who is a personal colleague of yours, but mainly, can you expound on her stance as far as in she's speaking in regards to
what's dealing with her?
Right.
Yes.
and
Okay.
what is
Yes.
going on with the
Right.
conspiracy against her?
Well, I've been sitting in on Ms.
You have okay.
every week. I go sit in.
Okay.
Met a beautiful lady,
Yes, she is.
old enough
And
to
I've
be my
had
mom.
the pleasure of meeting her.
She's a sweetheart, and she's in a fight for her career.
Yes, she is.
She's been in the school system for 35 years.
Exactly.
And I'm not here to pass judgment on, because I wasn't there, but from listening to all the testimony.
I understand her point. I understand what she's dealing with, because as I say, I'm in the school system. So I know what she was dealing with. Now, whomever this parent was that seen this parent has no idea
Well, the
what
daily
she
task,
had been
the daily
exactly
task is-
what she had dealt with before this transpired.
And I agree with you, but listening to her and listening to everyone and watching and just observing, and it was a great experience for me just to sit back and say, okay, this is a lady that has dedicated her whole life
Her whole life, yes.
to make a difference in a child's life. And when you put your all into something, and I sit there and see her hurt, and
I'm sure she's
and
hurt going through
this on a
ordeal.
daily basis. News reporters at the door,
Prying into her
prying into
life
her
and her
personal
family,
life.
yes.
My question is to the board members and everyone in the city of Bridgeport from the school system is, if she was a monster the way that the paper tried to
But
portray
she's
her.
not a monster.
And that's my
She's not.
position. I'm not saying she is a